threes. So they're celebrating that achievement, which happened last game. So it's all coming together. So what the insinuation here is, and we bring Ryan Leong on the show live from Chase Center. Ryan, great to see you. But the insinuation here then is that the Warriors celebrated after 4K, but they're too old to handle their liquor at this point, and they should not have been doing that. And so the team we saw tonight was hungover. It makes sense. Ryan, good to see you, buddy. Your reaction to the newest prevalent theory in our chat that the Warriors players were hungover tonight. Your thoughts, and good to see you, brother.
Maybe, I don't know. I mean, although I found out that the Nuggets were all happy about wearing green, so I guess I accidentally wore my. It's St. Patrick's Day. That's why I'm wearing
green, greenish. Yeah, it's like a dark green.
Yeah.
Sophia, do you have green going? No. That's all right. I who cares?
So yeah, it's hard to. I definitely know this much. They definitely took their foot off the gas, and then stifling defense on Steph. Right? I mean, look at Steph's numbers: 6 of 21 shooting. I mean, these are like Michael Jordan Wizards numbers. You remember Michael Jordan with the Wizards? He would shoot like this routinely, 30%, shooting. Actually, well, maybe a little better. Usually Jordan had 7 of 21 nights, but 6 of 21 is pretty bad. 4 of 14 from distance.
What do we? Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say there's a soundbite from Draymond Green I wanted to play, but Ryan, finish up first, please, and then I'll go to it.
Well, yeah, just bad shooting. I mean, and then look at Jimmy Butler. I mean, Jimmy Butler was what 8? Well, that's not bad. 8 of 16. He's all right. But I mean, like, overall from distance, they shot horribly. Right, 8 of 23, 24% from 3.
It's not good. No, we covered that extensively.
No, definitely. The Nuggets deserve credit. Yeah, I talked to Aaron Gordon and Spencer Jones, who actually flew. I guess he flew here from the G League to get here. And Peyton Watson, those guys all played well. I mean, they all stepped up.
Everybody on the Nuggets played well tonight. It was absurd. It was absurd.
I mean, the Warriors, and the crazy thing is they actually committed more turnovers than the Warriors, but they made up for it. So, I mean, the Warriors just shot horribly from distance. They shot badly from the line. You know, they even mixed some of the free throws. Remember the old days when the Warriors used to miss all their free throws? This is one of those games where they did that.
Yes, it was.
They only shot.
Well, they weren't making anything. I read a stat, Ryan, just a moment ago from a Twitter account where the Warriors became the first team in NBA history to reach these abysmal levels of shooting. I'll read it to you again in case you joined the show late. Well, shit, now I lost it. So it was something like, Sophia, do you remember? It was like below 25% from 3. It was below 60% from the free throw line. And I think it was 20 or more turnovers. The Warriors became the first team in history to do that. It's insane.
What's crazy, though, is that the Warriors actually shot from the field. They shot pretty well. They shot 49% from the field. That's what's nuts.
Yeah, so, but go figure. Here's Draymond Green was asked about fatigue and whether or not he thought Stephen Curry and everyone else was tired tonight. So let's hear from Draymond. And this is courtesy of KNBR. Their audio is always good, so I'm grateful for that. Ryan, you're there every home game. Like, why is KNBR the only organization plugging the mics in?
Because they actually have an AV department that cares. I guess their digital team actually cares. So their guy Austin Scott, who I'll give credit to, Austin is the guy doing it. Austin has the equipment, so he's actually doing it, and 95.7 isn't. So that's pretty much it.
Good for them. Well, here is Draymond Green answering the question of were the Warriors tired?
You said Steph is tired. Do you see it?
It's game 68. I think we're all tired. It's the reality of the NBA. So we just got to all figure out a way. But I think, all things considered, everybody's tired. You usually, the way the season works, you kind of start off the season fresh and kind of get to a point to where you maybe after – used to be like late January, early February, really late January, you start getting into them dog days. And then you get to the All-Star break and you kind of get rejuvenated coming out of the break. And then you kind of get to this point and it's like can't quite see the All-Star break anymore. You can't quite see the end yet, and you kind of hit those dog days again. And that's where everybody is right now in the NBA. Unfortunately, you got a lot to play for in these games. So, you don't get the luxury of tricking off games or a bunch of rest. We need to win games. So
is rejuvenation possible when you guys are trying to stack wins? Rejuvenation for you, for Jimmy, for Steph. I mean, what's the tension between maintaining bodies but making sure that you're not in the play-in?
Yeah, we just want to not be in the play-in. So whatever we got to do, we got to figure it out.
All right, and that was Draymond Green, again, courtesy of KNBR following tonight's game. By the way, real fast, just because I'm going to address, if there's lies, I'll address it. Like JG638, who writes, notice how I never mentioned Kuminga's missed free throws. I've already mentioned that he went 5 from 8. I already mentioned that he missed 3 of them. What more do you want? But don't pretend that's the reason why the Warriors lost. That would be absurd. Does he need to be better with his free throws? Yes. Do the Warriors have much bigger issues than that? Yes. Another paid chat, by the way, I want to get through all these real fast. This one actually was not paid, but YTD, you son of a bitch, writing 9 straight wins versus the Warriors. We own you bums. Ryan, I asked this from Sophia earlier. Mm-hmm. Do the Nuggets own the Warriors, man? This is 9 in a row. They clearly have a psychological edge. What's going on with the Warriors here in terms of the Nuggets, man? Is this just an obstacle that they cannot pass? Will they win on April 4th when they play again? Your thoughts?
Probably not, because I'm guessing on April 4th they're going to have Jokic and Murray back in that game, and that's going to be. I think it's right now they're just the size that Denver, Denver just outmatches the Warriors when it comes to size. And wow, they killed them on the rebounds. 14 more rebounds.
Who, the Nuggets?
Yeah,
that made sense. And
I haven't even looked at this 52 to 38.
And I haven't even looked at this stat yet. I'm going to look right now because I'm guessing the offensive rebounds is where they particularly slaughtered the Warriors. And huge surprise! Yep, 19 offensive rebounds.
18.
Wait, what?
I got 18.
I got 19. What are you looking at? I got the NBA's box score. What are you looking at?
I'm seeing 19 in the ESPN app.
I'm seeing 19.
ESPN. I don't know. I always check it based on NBA, not ESPN.
Well, I'm on the NBA's. You're saying your NBA box score is showing 18?
Yeah, maybe they made a mistake.
Can you refresh?
Well, I have the actual printed up score.
Oh, okay. Well, mine's newer, so I got the more updated information.
All right, I'll check it again.
It was 19 offensive rebounds for the Nuggets.
Yeah.
In this game, you're right, Ryan. 53 team rebounds. Or total rebounds for the Denver Nuggets.
I see it now. Yeah, you're right. Yep, we'll go by yours. I'm looking at
38 it now for the Golden State Warriors. The Warriors incredibly won the points in the paint battle, 64-46, which feeds into what you were saying, Ryan, about how the team did shoot overall efficiently from the field. The Warriors were 41 of 84 shooting from the field, but 3-point shooting, a nightmare. It's like a night and day comparison where they were just 8 of 33. They couldn't make anything outside. They were doing okay inside. Miguel R. dropping $4.99, saying Buddy Hield and Kevon Looney have no business playing next season. That's interesting. Kevon Looney will be an unrestricted free agent after this year. Looney looks like he's 80 years old out there. He's still in his 20s, side note. The same 2 players that Kerr will play come playoffs. Sophia, I'll start with you. Your thoughts on Miguel's comments, and do you think Looney played too much tonight? Kevon Looney, his minute total 15 minutes, 14 seconds, 6 points, 7 rebounds in the loss.
I say yes. He probably did play a little too many minutes, especially when the Warriors had the scoring and field goal drought kind of in that second quarter. That's when he was in the game. And when you go through periods like that, you need people that are going to put the ball in the basket, especially defensively, where he wasn't guarding Jokic or a traditional big or center, and he's forced to be drawn out of the paint. That's when he starts to become a little bit of a liability.
Ryan, your thoughts, brother, and maybe shift to Buddy Hield, because he played 20 minutes, 59 seconds tonight. And look, jumping ahead real fast. Sorry, I'm going to give you a multi-part question here, Ryan.
Right.
Brandon Podziemski might play tomorrow.
Okay.
And a big question has been where the minutes going to come from, because if Podziemski plays consistently, that's an 11-man rotation. Now, Stephen Curry, I'm going to guess, is going to rest tomorrow night, so the minute issue might not be a concern. But if Podziemski is not getting his minutes from Buddy Hield, there is a crime happening right in front of us, and no one's going to jail. Your thoughts on Buddy's minutes?
Highly unproductive. I mean, 21 minutes, basically 1 of 4 shooting, 0 of 3 from distance, 2 points, a lot of zeros.
Yeah.
I mean, a nothing night. I mean, that's what more can you say? You look at it. You look at his stat line; it's a lot of zeros. I mean, I don't know. Do you give Steph the night off against a Bucks team? I mean, the Bucks are really good. I mean, if anything, hopefully maybe Steph can play and you rest him on Thursday against the Raptors.
Well, you were there. I mean, there were a lot of the talking points tonight after the game was that Steph was tired. In fact, here's another quote. Let's go to this soundbite real fast before you answer this. This is Steve Kerr talking about Stephen Curry, also discussing the topic of Steph's energy, his exhaustion. Here's Steve Kerr, and then Ryan, I'd love to know hear from you in terms of being in the arena if you saw anything. I mean, Steph does look tired, but here's Steve Kerr.
Did you think Steph was all limited? Another shooting night, 7 turnovers.
He's tired.
And maybe
Steph's been carrying us for a month. He's been amazing. He's tired. We got to get him. We got to get him some rest. I just you can see it. He doesn't have his energy right now.
Yeah, I agree with that, but
I don't know what I got to talk to Rick, but he's exhausted right now. So we got to absolutely consider giving him a night and getting him rejuvenated for the sake of him and our the remainder of our games. But we'll see. But I think he's been tired the last few games, and so we've got to find a way to get him his juice back.
Ryan, your thoughts, man? Did any chatter in the arena tonight? Would your eye test show you your thoughts on Steph and his exhaustion?
Oh yeah, no, I agree. Steph looked like the way he did before they got Butler is how he looked tonight. He looked like he was jacking up a lot of shots. I mean, like jacking is in like he's just taking the ball and just trying to shoot anything. And a couple of the shots, went in and a lot didn't. And yeah, I think a lot of times when he is tired, and they've had Butler for this run for a while now, so maybe he's finally due for a little bit of a hiccup, which is what you saw tonight. And
that just sucked.
I just think though that you don't want to rest him against the Bucks though. I mean, the Bucks are a good team, man. If you want to rest him against the Raptors.
I know, but I mean, I don't know if it's an option. I mean, if he's literally tired where it's affecting play. Sophia, what do you think? I mean, do you agree with Ryan's sentiment that Steph has to play tomorrow night, or no? Your thoughts?
I mean, even Draymond said it where they don't want to end up in the play-in, and I think that's the biggest concern for the Warriors right now because the Timberwolves, they dropped the game tonight, but they're right under the Warriors in the standings, so a bad week could really be detrimental for this team.
Yeah.
However, Steph Curry, he did look tired tonight. I mean, even Steve Kerr said it. I don't know, maybe Jimmy Butler will go vintage Miami Heat and tell the Bucks that he owns them tomorrow night. That we could get that. I don't know. But yeah, it's a really dangerous game. I think that, like you said, you have to talk to the head of sports medicine and just see if the condition that Steph is in is that poor right now.
Yeah, tonight just sucked. And Pete Gregory dropped $1.99, adding to your sentiment, Sophia, that Minnesota losing tonight was huge. The Warriors would have dropped to the 7th seed had Obi Toppin not hit a game winner. I think that's what happened, resulting in the T-Wolves losing, the Pacers winning. And Pete, thank you for that. We'll visit the standings in just a little bit. Carson Taylor dropping at $4.99. Thank you, Carson, writing that he needs to see Jonathan Kuminga in the starting lineup. His defense has improved a lot. Agree with that. When Steve Kerr took him out late in the fourth quarter, that's when Denver went on a run and the Warriors did not have offense. Agree with that. Again, Jonathan Kuminga was the only player tonight to finish in the positive in net rating. This was in 27 minutes, 36 seconds of play, 13 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists. for Jonathan Kuminga, who finished with a +6 in net rating. I don't know, Sophia and Ryan, I'd love to get thoughts from both of you, but Sophia, we'll start with you. Should Kuminga start, or do you like the way things are going in terms of the lineups? Your thoughts?
If you would have asked me before tonight, I think I would have said that the starting lineups that the Warriors have been with recently, especially with Moody in there, have been working. But after, I'm more skeptical, just like that point of just generating more offense, which is something that Kuminga does with ease. And I do like the idea still of Draymond Green playing the forward instead of center. So that would be the only tricky thing. But I do think Kuminga, I mean, it's been 3 games since he's been back. Maybe just 1 or 2 more back under his belt before he re-enters the starting lineup. Because, again, he also is in that minutes restriction right now as well.
And Ryan, your thoughts. And Ryan, I also want you to address, because there's apparently going to always be Kuminga haters out there. Case in point, JG638, who writes, the Warriors were on a roll. Here comes Kuminga, and here comes the L's. Never mind the fact that this was Kuminga's 3rd game back, and they won the first 2 games with him. Never mind the fact that he was the only player in a positive in net rating tonight. Utterly absurd to blame Kuminga for this. But again, you have the haters out there. It's inexplicable to me. Your thoughts, Ryan?
No, I agree. I mean, like, what are you going to do? I mean, like, if the Warriors, let's say tomorrow Steph doesn't play, then you have what? You have certainly what if Pods comes back to play tomorrow, right? He's supposed to come back possibly?
Supposedly, yeah.
Assuming you play him in the starting lineup, Moses. You could take Post out and start Draymond at center and put Butler and JK at the forwards, right?
Yes.
See? So I don't know. I mean that. But I mean, honestly, when you start somebody, that doesn't mean anything either. You can start someone, and you could easily take somebody off the bench and replace that person too.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I always think it's a little overrated, that stat, unless a guy starts the game and he plays a significant number of minutes.
Well, I don't know if there's anything else to touch on here. Ryan, any final feedback from your coverage tonight, live from Chase Center? Any points you feel like that need to be touched on that we missed? Because I don't know if you want to stick around for the scoreboard and the standings. I'll leave that up to you, obviously. But
yeah, I can stick around real quick for that. I mean, I just it's been a long day, but tomorrow, are you having me on tomorrow? Are you going with Larry tomorrow?
Yeah, hell yeah. Let's do Ryan. Let's do this. We'll skip the scoreboard except for the important scores. I don't want to keep Sophia waiting either. Okay. So we'll go through that fast. All right.
Okay, great.
Let's do it. Just because, I mean, what's the point of telling you how the Raptors did tonight? When I'm alone, it's kind of a fun segment because I get reaction from the audience, and I get to talk. I get to rip on the Wizards, even though the Wizards are actually doing okay lately. But yeah, let's stick with the important stuff.
You know what? One of these days, Sophia, we got to get you out here to a game. Can you come out here sometime?
Yeah.
Okay.
No. I mean, like, yeah, I can come to games. There are just sometimes channels, and I don't like being out late all the time.
I hear you. I hear you on that.
Try to get you out for one of the Saturday games, and they start at 5:30.
I was trying to get tickets to the Knicks game, but
you want a ticket?
Cyrus
get a credential. What are
you one of these? Or, yeah.
Were you trying to go with a friend, Sophia? Is that why you're trying to get tickets instead of getting a credential?
Yeah.
Ryan, I don't know if you're going to be at Chase Center for Valkyries games, but we're going to be there.
I plan on it. Yeah, I plan on doing the Valkyries. Yeah, in fact,
I plan on doing that too.
I reached out to the director of communications. I haven't heard back from her yet, so I don't know what's going on there.
Wait, who's the director of communications for the Valkyries?
Her name's Morgan Randolph.
Sophia, are you familiar with that?
I actually met her at the Celebrity All-Star game, so
okay,
I'm a little familiar with her. Yeah.
Oh, good.
So she's the Raymond Ritter of the Valkyries?
Yes.
I need to get in touch with her too. Okay. All right. Well, regardless, we'll see there for that. I'll try to make it to at least one more Warriors game this year. But all right, let's go. Let's go to the scoreboard and the standings. The standings are the really important part, and of course, that means we got to play some tunes. All right, so we got that set up. All right, the important games in the association on what is St. Patrick's Day, Monday. It's Monday. God damn it. March 17th. Elsewhere in the association, there were a lot of games tonight, so I'm just going to read to you the ones that matter to the Golden State Warriors. The LA Lakers, 125-109 winners tonight at home over the San Antonio Spurs to improve to 42-25. San Antonio drops to 28-39. Austin Reeves, 30 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists. Steven Castle, is he going to win Rookie of the Year, by the way? Sophia, what do you think? Is that a Rookie of the Year this year?
I had a discussion with my dad today actually about that, because Stephon Castle, he's been having really good outings. However, they're just not extremely impactful because the Spurs aren't winning right now. So I will probably maybe between him and then Jalen Wells with the Memphis Grizzlies.
Ooh, yeah, who has a Bay Area connection, played for Sonoma State, which no longer has an athletic program. By the way, this breaks my heart. Look at this chat comment, and this is one of our big supporters. This is Doomer Wave Vibes. Normally it says Bloomer, I think. This is how depressed this individual is. I'm terribly sorry. This individual, I don't know what your real name is, but I know normally you call yourself Bloomer Wave Vibes. Tonight you're calling yourself Doomer Wave Vibes. This is this individual's birthday. It's St. Patrick's Day, and the Warriors delivered that. Oh, dude, I almost feel like Stephen Curry needs to do like a whole social media campaign and do a special visit to Bloomer wherever he lives. Like show up to the house, bring some balloons, maybe a cake, maybe a signed basketball, some kicks. Poor guy or girl. I actually don't know what the gender is, but that sucks. Oh, Mitchell and Ness, by the way, giving you some love.
Thank you.
Mitchell and Ness, A+
Thank
analysis
you.
tonight.
And happy birthday to that other individual.
I know, that's rough.
Yeah, maybe,
That's
I don't know, the night's not over. Maybe, I don't know, get some cookies from Insomnia or something.
A gamer F2P is saying that I refuse to read Kevon Looney's season stats. Who said I refuse to do that? I just, if you've been writing it in the chat, I just missed it. I apologize. This is where it is beneficial to A, be a golden dazer, because your comments are all highlighted. And B, if you really want me to get a message, that's where the pay chats help, but you don't have to pay. I'm not asking for that. Okay, so I'm going to read them to you right now, because apparently Kevon Looney's season stats are on the minds of certain individuals. And Kevon Looney on the year. Ryan, what are your thoughts on this, man? 4.9 points per game, 6.5 rebounds per game. That's got to be among like the team leaders in just 15.6 minutes per game, shooting 51% from the field. He hasn't made a single three-pointer this season. His three-point percentage is 0. He's only made 57.3% of his free throws. Ryan, what's your reaction to Kevon Looney's season stats?
I mean, kind of mediocre, but that kind of just goes in line with his playing time. I mean, he got 15 minutes tonight. He hasn't played a lot. I mean, I think when you don't play a lot, could you really expect a lot? You know? It's hard.
Do you think it's Sophia, do you think it's crazy that Kevon Looney plays just 15.6 minutes per game, which is, I want to actually do the math on this. So he's 14th on the Warriors in minutes. Technically 12th because Wiggins and Dennis Schroeder are no longer with the team, and DeAnthony Melton. Okay, so take those three out, and Kevon Looney is 11th on the Warriors in minutes, but first in rebounding at 6.5. Is this why Gamer FTP you wanted me to look at these? I mean, that is kind of interesting. Your thoughts, Sophia?
I mean, that's the one thing I would say he's always reliable in, is he'll come into the game and he'll get those rebounds. He definitely is good about just sucking up anything that comes off the rim, but with the minutes and how many he's played, or kind of what he averages for the season, I'd say it's on par and it makes sense. He was getting, I would say, heavier minutes at the beginning of the season, but especially with the transition of Quentin Post into the rotation more. This game was a little bit of an outlier, but with Quentin Post kind of picking up the majority of Kevon Looney's minutes recently, that makes sense.
Ryan, is it a good or bad thing that Kevon Looney leads the Warriors in rebounding?
I would say it's
matter.
bad. I mean, I think they need more rebound. I mean, it's interesting. They gave Draymond Green his props tonight for passing 6,000 rebounds, and he had 6 boards tonight. But the Warriors have always been kind of a small team, in my opinion, and that's why they struggle in getting, more rebounds, because they just don't have the size. Yeah.
Well, let's go through the scoreboard. So the Lakers won, which sucks because the Warriors are trying to catch them. Here's a good result for the Golden State Warriors. Had a good result, Sophia, for your dad. The Sacramento Kings defeated the Memphis Grizzlies tonight at Golden One Center, 132-122. Sacramento improves to 34-33. Memphis drops to 43-26. So that means we're going to look at the standings in just a second, but that means that the Warriors have gained, they have not fallen back further behind the Grizzlies. So that's good news. Any reaction from that, Sophia, in regards to Sacramento?
The Kings needed a really good pick-me-up win, and I think that this one was a really good one, and the Kings can remain, or they can still have their play-in hopes alive, and it's a good win beating the Grizzlies. They're always a tough team to compete against. And so, for like you mentioned, there to be no further separation created between the Grizzlies and Warriors tonight is a positive.
It is. Now unfortunately, there is separation added between the Warriors and the Rockets. Houston defeated Philadelphia tonight at home, 144-137. Talk about a high-scoring affair. Jalen Green, 30 points, 7 rebounds, 13 assists in the win. Houston improves to 44-25. Quentin Grimes for the 76ers. In case you folks forgot about him, he had scored a career-high 44 points against Golden State a couple weeks ago. He passed that. He set a new career high tonight, scoring 46 points and dropping 13 rebounds. That's another, add that to the list of Nico Mannion. Wait, what's that guy's name? The GM of the Mavericks? I was about to say Nico Mannion, but that's
Nico
the former.
Harrison.
Nico Harrison, thank you. Yeah, but add that to the list of Nico Harrison, another player that he traded away, and he's like just dropping bombs for Philly, 46-13. Damn. Any reaction? No. All right.
I mean, it's kind of nice
He's a good player. I mean, didn't he have that game against the Warriors where he scored like 40-something points?
Yeah, I just said that. Yeah, he had 44 against the Warriors,
right.
Which was his career high, and then he passed that tonight with 46. And the last game that we're going to talk about tonight, and that is in overtime. The Indiana Pacers, 132-130 winners over the Minnesota Timberwolves. Obi Toppin, I haven't seen the highlights of this, but he reportedly hit a game winner to win it for Indy on the road. This game was in Minnesota. Obi Toppin, 34 points, 10 rebounds in the win. Anthony Edwards, 38 points in the loss. Minnesota drops to 40-30. Indiana 38-29. So there you go, and then I'll share the standings, and then we'll call it a night. A brutal loss. Bloomer Vibes, by the way, it's his birthday, and Coast to Coast, I see your page chat. I'll answer in just a second, but Bloomer Vibes, who's calling himself tonight Doomer Way Vibes, clarifying the gender, he's a guy, and saying thank you, Cyrus, Sophia, Ryan Leong. At least seeing you guys helped my night. Much love. And one more time, folks, it's his birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Cakes
That's
and
brutal.
candles.
That's brutal. Oh, what a brutal loss. So at a bare minimum, maybe Obi Toppin knew it was his birthday and made that shot for him. All right, so we go to the standings now. Last but not least, let me set this up. ESPN did a little tinkering with their website.
Why don't you
No one cares.
NBA's pretty good.
No, I'm good, but it's just I was talking out loud mostly. They made a little change. All right, here we go. So the Golden State Warriors, thankfully, are still the 6th seed, 39 and 29. They are tied with the Minnesota Timberwolves, but they are a game ahead in the loss column. So the Warriors are 39 and 29, Minnesota 40 and 30. Sophia, I'll start with you. The Warriors are currently 3.5 back of both Memphis and the LA Lakers. LA is the 4 seed, Minnesota is the 5 seed, Denver is the 3 seed, and that just one of many reasons why this loss tonight stung. The Warriors could have really climbed the ladder here. Houston is now the 2 seed yet again. Sophia, I'll start with you. Where do you see the Warriors ending up in this madness? Because it is wholly unpredictable. It's entertaining. What do you think's going to happen?
After this loss and the potential talks just of players being tired and potentially taking games off to rest, I don't know if the Warriors are going to catch the 5th and 4th seed. I think they'll most likely remain in that 6th seed.
What do you think, Ryan?
Yeah, I think so too. I don't see the Warriors getting out of the 6th seed. I mean, hopefully that's fine. If they stay in the 6th seed, they don't have to worry about the play-in tournament.
What are your thoughts of G, who writes in the chat, the Warriors have no answer
I agree.
for Nikola Jokic, and they have no answer for Aaron Gordon. Aaron Gordon beat the piss out of the Warriors tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Do the Warriors have a shot against this team? Sophia?
No. Well, sorry.
No, Ryan, I love that. Okay, so Ryan with a hard no. Just a flat out, just the season's done. Sophia, what do you think?
If anyone can take a positive from this game as well, and the fact that Denver won, they still have a shot to climb into that 2 seed, which I'm looking at as a positive, because I think if the Warriors match up with the Rockets, that's a series I would love to see, and I think the Warriors have a great shot. With that being said, I don't want to see the Nuggets in the playoffs.
Yeah, I agree. They just outsize and out-hustle the Warriors. I mean, tonight's game was so indicative of the fact that the Warriors were just out-hustled, just like crazy on this game.
Well, I say for 3/4 of the game tonight, the Warriors were getting beat in terms of effort, and that's embarrassing, dude. That's inexcusable. But you're absolutely right. I wholeheartedly agree with you.
And then every chance the Warriors got to get within like 10, then the Nuggets pretty soon would bump it back up to 13 to 15 points.
Let's listen to one last soundbite before we go. This is Jimmy Butler. Who, side note, Ryan, can you answer this for me? Like, Jimmy never goes into the interview room. Like, we haven't seen him do one press conference at the table. He's always like standing to the side. Like, why does he do that?
That I don't know. Unless he just doesn't want to. Maybe he just wants to talk to certain people, and only certain people have wristbands for tier 1 access.
Right.
So maybe that's what he wants. Maybe he just wants that. So that's whatever. I mean, that's his right. I mean, I think as long as he's talking to the beat guys or beat reporters, I don't think then there's nothing to complain about.
That is interesting. Well, yeah, because all I ever see him doing interviews in is this room or this setting. Where is this, by the way? Is this like near the interview room, or
I'm guessing it's in the locker room in the corner. I think. I think
the locker room has those wall placards like those.
I haven't seen exactly. I mean, I haven't really been back there, to be honest, especially since COVID. So I don't know exactly where it is. Like, I'll ask one of the writers later, just out of curiosity.
But I always, please do, if you don't mind, please do, because I always see Jimmy Butler there doing interviews, and I'm just always thinking to myself, why is he there and not at the podium? And you're right, it could be that my thinking is he comes out so late to do interviews.
Yeah, that's part of it. But if he's only if he's only being interviewed by tier 1 media, then that means he's only being interviewed by the beat writers primarily, and maybe like Gareth Burke, and that's it.
So maybe it's strategic.
Yeah, I think so.
That's crazy. Okay. All right. Well, here is Jimmy Butler. Turn the volume up, please, on your devices, because this was recorded on a phone, so it's not going to be as good. But here's Jimmy Butler. And again, the theme of all these questions is fatigue. Is Steph exhausted? Is the team tired? Here's Jimmy Butler talking about that topic.
Exhausted. Do you see him having wearing down a little bit?
Yeah, I'm not gonna say it's wearing down, but it's okay to be tired, and that's on myself and that's on us as a unit to pick up the slack for him. He's, as everybody wants to think that he is superhuman, he is not. He is our leader, and we must protect him at all times. I will tell you that. So that's on myself for sure, but everybody else to make sure that we're doing what we're supposed to be doing and give my man a break.
How can you do that?
Make sure that we don't turn the ball over, one. Make sure we get a shot on goal. Make sure we get a good shot on goal at that. And execute. I think whenever you execute and get the ball where it needs to go, that's my job more than anybody's. And maybe Dre's. His job's a lot easier.
You took him.
That dude has such a high basketball IQ. He clearly knows what he's talking about. Sophia, your reaction to Jimmy Butler's comments right there?
Yeah, it reminds me of moments as a player when, you just got done running like 10 suicides on punishment in practice, and the coach goes up to some of the players and asks, "Oh, well, are you tired?" Obviously, we're tired, and I think it's okay for athletes to admit that they're tired. It happens. Seasons are long. And so for Jimmy Butler to say that it's self-evident. We saw it tonight. Steph clearly didn't look the same, but his analysis as to why or what can help kind of combat giving Steph some of that rest is spot on. I mean, you can really see where his leadership shines through in moments like that when he talks about, shots on goal or limit some of those turnovers, because those really are some things that hurt the Warriors a lot.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. Ryan, you expressed concerns before the Jimmy Butler trade about his attitude, his personality. I think the word you used specifically was you don't want a diva coming to the Bay Area and permeating that toxicity behind the scenes. Butler tonight, 8 of 16 shooting from the field, was 1 of 4 shooting from 3. He's never been notorious as a 3-point shooter. The free throws were a disappointment because, again, we mentioned this before, 83% from the line on the season tonight, just 6 of 10. He did have 8 rebounds, 6 assists, added 2 steals, a block, did have 2 turnovers, was a -9 in net rating. 23 points, led the team in scoring tonight. Maybe he should be our player of the game. We haven't actually determined that. But before we go, are you happier with Jimmy Butler now that he's here? Because I'm not getting the diva vibe. What's your reaction to Jimmy Butler now that we're like a few weeks in? You're muted.
The video we're playing. Yeah, I was gonna say that it's interesting. He sounded like a hockey player there, talking about shots on goal. But I
noticed that too. Good catch. Yeah, good catch on that.
No, he definitely sounds like a leader. And if they are going to give Steph a night off, then I think it's going to have to be him and other guys to step up and try to pick up the slack if he indeed doesn't play. Because right now, I looked at the injury report. Giannis is going to play tomorrow night, it looks like. So the Warriors could be in a lot of trouble because there's another big guy that's going to overpower the Warriors pretty easily, I think. The Warriors just don't have size. I mean, they just don't. But they're a team that's always kind of been that way. They have to rely on their guile and being scrappy to get rebounds.
Yeah.
And I think that's been the strength of Draymond's career. Draymond has done that. But, he was 1 rebound less than Kevon Looney. But they're going to need more of that. I mean, they're just going to need a lot of scrappy play tomorrow night if they're going to try to pick up the slack without number 30 in there.
They have a history of success against Milwaukee over the past few years, which is, if there's any good news, it's that. Coast to Coast, before we go, dropping $9.99. Writing, been telling people to barrel because the Warriors have a tendency to lose against non-starters. I think the gist of what he's trying to say is that the Warriors play to the level of the competition, meaning if the other team is playing reserves and Jokic is off, the Warriors are going to lower the intensity and match that. Jokic and Murray didn't even play, and the Warriors' excuse is they're tired. It's the lamest excuse. I agree. Let's finish on this note.
Aaron Gordon did say that in the locker room, by the way. I did ask him that. He said he thinks that the Warriors may have taken their foot off the gas.
Did the Warriors what?
That the Warriors took their foot off the gas because those guys weren't playing.
That's wow. I wish you said that at the beginning. He really said that, huh?
Yeah.
All right. Well, that explains a lot, man. I'm really believing the hangover hype. Like, it does make a ton of sense. Ryan, were you here for that when we talked about the potential reason why the Warriors were so fatigued is because after Stephen Curry hit the 4,000 mark, they celebrated. They were drinking wine, and maybe the hangover carried over to tonight.
That was the game on Thursday, right? They did that on Thursday.
The theory is, you're right, and it is Monday. The theory is that because Steph and Dre are so much older now, the hangovers are multi-day.
Could be. I mean, I will say this. I mean, they played a pretty hard-fought game against the Knicks, right? So, actually, they did play a hard-fought game against the Knicks. So, those games do add up. And I just think it's really tough because, again, they got a back-to-back. They got to play. We're going to be right here talking in 24 hours. So, it's like no time to rest. This isn't baseball. So, when you play back-to-backs in basketball, it's tough. Imagine playing back-to-backs in hockey.
I can't imagine that. I really can't. Imagine playing back-to-back in the NFL. Monday Night Football, Tuesday night. What? Sophia, any final thoughts as we wrap up the show tonight?
I think I had seen Bruce Morrow say it earlier in the chat where the finals for the unrivaled women's basketball professional 3-on-3 league was better basketball than what we saw tonight. And I think that completely encapsulated kind of my feelings right now. And the Warriors could use a little Chelsea Gray, which if people are unfamiliar with Chelsea Gray, absolutely need to watch some highlights. But I don't know. Sometimes teams just have a stinker, and the Warriors had a stinker tonight.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
It did. It happens. It just sucks that it was Denver of all teams, like why couldn't they have the stinker against Brooklyn or, it's 9 in a row they've lost to Denver now. April 4th will be a chance for the Warriors to snap that slide. Here's where it gets really rough, though. That April 4th game, the season finale between the Warriors and the Nuggets in the regular season, it's the second of a back-to-back. The Warriors, the day before that game, play the Lakers in LA. Why is the NBA doing this? They have a back-to-back where it would have been Jokic and Giannis if Jokic had played, and then 3 weeks from now, it's the Lakers in LA. The very next night, the Nuggets at home. How is that fair? That is insane to me. Anyways,
it's not fair.
Brian, your final thoughts, brother, before we go.
No, it's not fair. I mean, the Warriors better figure it out fast, though. Like I said, they got to sleep quick, man. They don't have a lot of time to rest and recover. So better do some. I mean, I'm sure Steve Kerr tonight is going to be looking at video because they've got to figure out a way to get it to improve on this game. They just laid an egg tonight.
Well, this sucked. There's no way to spin it. Bloomer vibes. Happy birthday. Anybody else who has a St. Patty's Day birthday and you're a Warriors fan, that sucked. Please don't let that ruin your special day, okay? Try to have fun regardless. Push past it. Do what Stephen Curry would do. Move on. Stay in the present and just focus on the next task at hand. So, but that sucked. Sophia, you're incredible as always. People can follow you on Twitter at SophiaJones_2. Anything else you want to promote or mention before we call it a wrap?
No, just happy birthday again. Shout out to all my Pisces.
Ryan, any final thoughts? People can follow you on Twitter at Ryan Leong. Super easy. I didn't show your banner tonight. I apologize for that. But you're part of Bay Area Sports Wrap. You're part of NBC News Radio and so much more. Anything you want to promote before we call it a wrap tonight?
No, that's it, man. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Beautiful. And yes, tomorrow night, we're right back at this.
Right back at
Warriors and Bucks. That game suddenly has way more importance after tonight's loss. So we'll be back at this in less than 24 hours. You two, I love you. I genuinely do. You two are phenomenal individuals. Thank you. It's an honor. It's a pleasure to just be associated with you both, let alone call you friends. So thank you very much. And thank you to the audience. Go Warriors. That sucked, but what are you going to do? Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.